Good day, everyone. We will showcase our CRUD application project presented by Group 6. We will discuss on creating and developing a robust CRUD application, highlighting its functionality and significance in contemporary database management. Our project centered around the development and implementation of a CRUD create, read, update, delete application, serving as the platform through which we executed the entity relationship diagram process. The CRUD application provided us with a practical framework to interact with the data model represented by the earth, allowing us to create, retrieve, update, and delete records within the system. By integrating the CRUD application with our Earth, we were able to seamlessly translate theoretical concepts into functional components, facilitating a comprehensive understanding of database management principles and their real-world applications.
In our application user, as you can see, in customer category, if you input fill up the customer ID, customer name, or customer vendor, and if you click the submit, you can see the inputted data in below. And if you want to edit, just click the part or column if you want to edit. As you can see, the customer address was added PH in the end, and if you see it below, it already changed. So that's how it works. And for the next is, if you exit it, and if you want to delete it, click the column below if you want to delete the part. And for the same process again, for vendor, fill up the vendor ID, vendor name, vendor address, vendor contact, and click submit again. And as you can see, the data successfully updated. So if you want to check it, you will see it below if it's already inputted. So I want to edit the vendor name, so hello world. So I submit it. So data success was added, and if you see in the vendor name, it already changed the hello world. And if I want to delete it, I will just click the delete, and the inputted data will be deleted. And for the next category is product, you will fill up the product ID, product name, product price, and click submit. Then as you can see below, the data that I inputted is you will see it below. So yeah. So if I click the edit, of course it will change the name or the inputted in the first that I created. So that's how it works. Same process in the first one. Then, if I click the delete, the inputted data will be deleted. And for the next category, for the payment, same process again. Fill up the payment ID, vendor, total amount, payment method, payment date, and as you can see, the inputted data, you will see it below. Same process again. If I click edit, if I want to change or if I have mistake, then just click submit and the data will successfully added. Then you will see the column or the inputted data below and you will choose which part of it. Then if I click delete, the data that inputted in that part or column will be deleted. Same category again, same process. If I click the order, you will fill up the order ID, customer ID, order quantity, payment ID, and you will choose and status. And of course, you will fill up the status of the order. Then, you click the submit, it will go below the inputted data. And if I want to edit, of course, I will fill up or just right click the part of which I want to edit. And then the data that I inputted is already edited and changed. And as you can see below, it already changed based on what the designated data that I want to put. Then, if I click the delete, the deleted format of data is will be deleted. And the next one is, if I want to delete again the row or column that I want, I will just click the submit. And that's how it's worked.
The first step in integrating our CRUD application with MySQL involves establishing a connection to the database using MySQLi. We accomplish this by providing the necessary parameters such as hostname, username, password, and database name. After establishing the connection, we utilize the desc command to showcase the field types within our data tables. This command allows us to retrieve information about the structure of each table, including the names and data types of the fields. Now, let's move on to displaying the values inserted in our database tables using the CRUD application. We achieve this by executing a select asterisk from query, which retrieves all records from a specified table. In our case, we retrieve all values inserted into the tables related to our ERD project within the SAMP DB database.
Now, let's understand how the CRUD operations in this application works. Firstly, to do the create operation, as stated before, we should establish a connection between our PHP script and the MySQL database. Upon user interactions with our web form, data insertion into the database becomes necessary. This involves collecting form data using functions like append, preparing it with the fetch function. Data processed from the JS script will be sent to the PHP file and to be sent to the database using the insert query, and responding with the JSON encoded data. For the data retrieval or read, SQL select statements are employed. These queries retrieve specific records or datasets, facilitating subsequent processing. When data updates are required, we examine incoming requests, validating the presence of the update action. Upon validation, data is extracted from the post request to construct an SQL update statements. This is an example on how data are passed from the PHP file to the MySQL database. Lastly, the delete operation. Deleting data involves identifying the intended records, typically facilitated by the functions like fetch in the JavaScript. Subsequently, SQL delete statements remove specific records from the database. So all in all, HTML and Bootstrap is used for the interface while JavaScript will process the data retrieved from the form, like changing date formats and data validation. And lastly, PHP will be in charge of transferring data to the MySQL server.